Hace un par de meses apareció una figura extraña en Corrientes, hablando poco español y con regalos para la gente. Se puso a hacer preguntas para sus videos de Instagram y estos videos se hicieron bastante virales. Estuvo por nuestros medios hablando y cuando yo le pedí para hacer una entrevista, ella, viendo el tipo de entrevista que yo hago, me dijo que no se sentía lista todavía para comunicarse en español y que sea una buena charla. Le dije que lo podíamos hacer en inglés y bueno, me accedió. Así que yo creo que esta charla va a poder presentarlo a ustedes de una persona que hasta ahora no conocían y con la gama de emociones y expresiones que ella pueda tener un poquito más amplificada. Así que nada, espero que les guste esta charla y chequen los sponsors, que bueno, también eso pueden sumarse al equipo de Wavelets como sponsor. Y les damos muchas gracias a Almacén de Idiomas por ser el primer sponsor de este programa. Y una cosa, ¿ven cómo Ucrania no está marcado acá? Todas las cosas que yo digo de Ucrania, ustedes ejerciten pensamiento crítico y chequéenlo. Yo no estoy equivocado en la mayoría de las cosas que digo, lo chequeé, pero aún así creo que es un buen recado a tener en cuenta. Así que nada, lo dejo con el episodio, espero que lo disfruten. Muchas gracias.
So, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've been waiting for this interview like for 3 months, but it's great to have you. I've seen that you've been around our mediums talking in Spanish, and I thought maybe she would like to express a bigger spectrum of her emotions, and maybe English was the right way to go. So we have a lot of time. I want to know more about your story and your culture, because you're learning about our culture, but I care about your culture. So thank you for being here. Now we can introduce yourself, and yeah, I go with the questions.
First of all, thank you so much that you invited me here. It's so nice for me that I came here, start to make my blog, and a lot of people start to notice me, to invite me, giving me chances like to talk about me, about my culture, about my country. And thank you so much that today I can speak in English. It's so rare here, and really, as you told, like, unfortunately, I cannot describe everything what I want in Spanish, and sometimes for me it's so sad because I'm the person who like to talk so much. And in English, in Ukrainian, in Russian, I can sit hours and speaking so much, but unfortunately in Spanish I cannot do this. So yeah. Today, hopefully, I can show myself.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah. I think also that you can tell a lot about how much, about that much that you speak in Spanish. You can tell a lot about you, but I think that maybe there's another part that is hidden under the language barrier. So maybe we can start talking about the time when you walk out of Ukraine and you start traveling. Why was that, and what was the first part of the story?
Yeah.
Or maybe you can go further back and you can tell me about your childhood in Ukraine. Or maybe we can start whatever you want.
Okay, just shortly, like I was born in Ukraine. It's northeast part of Ukraine. It's so close to Russia.
What's the name of that part?
It's a Sumy region, Trostenets. I think it's not gonna give you anything, but it's so close, like 20-30 minutes to the border of Russia.
Okay. Like Luhansk is...
no, Luhansk is like east, and we are a little bit like northeast, like Kharkiv and Sumy region.
Okay, Kharkiv, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm from there, and later we're gonna talk maybe about situation in Ukraine. Like, it's so difficult there because it's like the front zone. I was born and grow in the village. in the farm. You say here like a farm. So it's a small village. But I was all the time the person who was dreaming like a lot. And it was also one funny story because when I was a kid and when I was going to sleep, I all the time closing my eyes, imagining in the future I'm gonna talk with my boyfriend in English. But I like originally,
That was your dream.
yeah, I was dreaming like not even English, like in a different language. I don't know why. When I was like 6-7 years old, it was my dream. And at the time I never was speaking English, but it was my kid's dream. Yeah, so when I finished the school, as I told, like I had all the time the big dreams. I wanted to travel around the world, to see the world, and to reach a lot of goals in my life. That's why, like, I finished my school. I went to the capital, Kyiv, to study in the university. I finished the university. And in Ukraine, we have the same problem that you have here in Argentina, economical problem.
Yeah.
Because most of the people who are now start to follow me, and I think that everyone saw this video, like, if you're gonna give the right answer, I have 2,000 pesos. See? Yeah, and everyone start to text, oh, like, she came having a lot of money, euros, dollars, what is 2,000 pesos? It's nothing.
Yeah, very cheap.
Very cheap, yeah, but I want to tell that Ukraine is a little bit different than Germany, France, or any rich countries in Europe.
Yeah.
So we also have economical problems. We have a low salary. We have a high, rent of the apartment, food, and everything.
Yeah, you're the Argentina of Europe in some kind of way. Yeah.
It's the same. That's why I left my house and I went to Qatar to work there.
But you finished college in Kyiv.
In Kyiv, yeah.
What was your degree?
My degree, I'm a translator from the German language.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's so funny, but I'm not speaking German at all.
Why?
So that's why I prefer to say that I don't have my diploma. Because, first of all, from the first year in the university here, I was talking with a lot of people. The lifestyle of being a student is a little bit different because in Ukraine, when we are like 17 years old, we are leaving the house of our family and we are going to different cities. We are studying. We need to pay all our expenses. And from the first year being in the university, I was working, like to be able.
Let me check if I'm recording on all the devices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Bueno, dale, si tenés ganas, boludo, si lo sentí bien con eso, segura. Ya que te pusieron a trabajar.
Yeah, so I was working from the first year being in the university.
Yeah, we can do that here.
Yeah,
we just study.
Yes, for sure some parents, they can provide like the nice life during like being a student, but my family couldn't because they was paying for my university. That's why a lot of time I was working.
Oh, so you had to pay your university and also your lifestyle.
My lifestyle, like the rent and food and everything is number one. I think I was not the best student, like not focusing, learning the language. And second of all, I never went to Germany. I never practiced because like that time we also like it's expensive for us to go to Germany or wherever. And I never went there. I never practiced German. And with the time, year by year, I lost everything what I knew. So yeah, after.
So why you pick German?
I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think that being 16, 17 years old, 95% of the people, they don't know what they want in their life.
We are doing,
what we are doing. And we cannot choose the profession, like, clearly. I just finished school. I need to enter university. Oh, my God, what to do? I wanted to be a journalist, but I didn't pass the exams. So and I had the choice between Spanish language and German language. Now I think Spanish could be more useful for me. Yes, but I choose German language. So after I study marketing, So, but it was not university, it was like marketing school.
Yeah, business school, yeah,
Yeah.
like courses,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
But 4 years of my life
Oh,
were being a translator of German language is like I can cross from my life here.
Okay, that's great. So the first place you went after you decided to leave Ukraine was Qatar. Yeah,
Qatar.
and what did you do there?
When I was going there, I totally didn't know anything about this country, but I understood that I need to earn money, and I got the proposal from the 5-star hotel. So working like a receptionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went there because mostly in Arabic countries at that time, now everything is changing, but at that time, like they covering everything for you. They are buying the flight tickets, they are providing for you a place where to live, food, medical insurance, everything. So when you are going to Qatar, Arabia Saudita, Dubai, or wherever, you don't need to pay for anything.
Yeah.
They just providing everything. So that was like for me a nice. And I was working in the 5-star hotel 4 years.
How do you think that really works? Like, why does these countries need to pay so much to people to come to work there? If doesn't that mean that it's not a great place to be in?
Yeah, I think that when they just start to develop the country, and at that time when I went to Qatar, it was just the time when Qatar started to open the border for the tourists.
Okay.
First of all, they need people who speak English. They need people who look European, because for them, white people, it's like exotic people. And girls from Ukraine, Russia, like East Europe, it's something like wow. And most of the time, especially when we was working in Saudi Arabia, we are like, I all the time say we are like a furniture. We are just standing, smiling, and they are paying us money for this because rich Arab people, they come, they see all European people. It's like the status for the companies who has workers from Europe and Latin America also.
Wow.
So
it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, like you are a furniture. So how many years did you work there? In Arab countries?
In Arab countries in general, 6 years.
6 years. And how was like the and it's very machista. It's very like how do you say this? Machista. It's not feminist like the other.
More like
machista.
Like a man have more value than a woman. Yes, but I think that this is in the culture of themselves, because when you come like a tourist, like European, they more respect you. They don't, for sure, there are sometimes they are acting like you are a woman, you are like nothing. But no, I cannot say like nothing, because now everything is changing and they have a lot of respect for the woman, and they change like a lot of rules and laws. But because, like it's also a huge difference, because in Ukraine, when you are working like in the restaurant or bar or club, we all the time says the client all the time right. Even he is like acting not good, you need to be like polite, because he brings the money to the business, and you need to smile and be nice. You cannot like go to the conflict with the client. In Arab countries, they totally provide the security of this. So we had all the time the security, and if drunk people saying us something like bad, they can like kick these people out from the restaurant.
Okay.
They have a special system that is like a block list. If you, for example, in this restaurant was behaving bad, was fighting, saying a bad words or something, they put you in the blacklist, and this blacklist can see the whole country.
Holy shit.
When you are entering any restaurant or club, you need to give your ID, DNI or passport, and this passport is scanning, and you have in the system this person like available to enter any place, or he's in the blacklist.
Wow.
So if you are
the whole country is like
if you are getting in the blacklist, you cannot enter like most of the places in the countries.
Oh.
That's why they have like behaving good.
Yeah. It's a good behavior. Maybe it's not like a change in mind. Yeah. Okay. So you met your boyfriend in one of these Arab countries?
Yes.
Yeah. What were you doing there?
It's also like after I finished the work in Qatar, I had 1 year of resting of the Arab countries. I went to Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, I want to know about that.
Yeah.
How was it?
Because that time it was a coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yes, and all the restaurants, hotels stopped to work. So mostly like everyone lost the job. And at that time, I went to study to marketing school.
Yeah.
So, and I started to work like a marketing manager. And this job is online. So I was thinking what to do. And we decided with my friend that let's go to Bali. And we need a little bit of spiritual life.
Awakening.
Yeah. So we just like bought the tickets for like having the last money in our pockets. We went without money, without anything, just following our dreams. Yeah, but we stayed there. We went for 3 months, but we stayed 1 year.
Whoa.
Yeah, we was like too much spiritual things. Enjoying the Bali is an amazing for me. It's one of the best place where I've been in my life. Yeah, so because of the nature of the culture, they believe in karma, all this. Like I like spiritual things.
Yeah.
And then my friend, she called me and she said, listen, there is the contract in Saudi Arabia for 2 months. It's also one of the specific things in Arab countries. When they just start to open to the world, they hiring people for the short contract because not everyone can handle 1 year, 2 year living in in totally different countries, totally different religion, culture. And it was the contract for 2 months. I was saying like, no, I will not go. But she like pushed me. And I came there for 2 months and I met my boyfriend there because he did the same. He came for 2 months to the same project.
Wow.
It was the opening of the shopping mall, luxury shopping mall. Like super luxury. And it was like our guest was Ronaldo. My boyfriend also was like about to be like a translator for Ronaldo, Neymar, because they speak Portuguese, Spanish. Yeah. So we came there, but the project was under construction. And this is also one of the things of Arab countries that they can pay you money just because we came, project was under construction. We didn't have place where to work. We was just living in the hotel, doing nothing. They was coming in the end of the month, paying us salary, giving us food, and that's how we was living 2 months.
So it was a mistake, but you like lived like princess there.
Yeah, we lived like the princess and prince, and we was like enjoying this time, spending all this time together. And that's why like we had a lot of time together. And that's how, I met my boyfriend.
So after 2 months living there, you took him with you?
No, they sent us for vacation. Because Ramadan came, and Ramadan is the like holy month.
Was it like now, Ramadan?
Yes, now they have Ramadan. It's like the holy month when everything closed. And they sent us for 1 month for vacation. And then after 1 month, they call us again to come back because the contract was 2 months, but we didn't work. So they needed us one more time.
Yeah.
And we come back and we stay for 9 months. So... Yeah, but because we wanted to stay. So
it wasn't like she did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So after that 9 months, you also work together?
Yeah, we work together like a receptionist. So we was like the same like a furniture, I would say. Like we was greeting the people. Sometimes if they need like a translator for some special guest, they was like asking us who was because we had like people from the different countries. Someone was speaking Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Ukrainian, English, and different languages. So mostly for that. And after we finished this contract, we came to Argentina, to Corrientes 2 years ago. First time we spent here 3 months. And after that, we went to Germany.
Nice.
Yeah, and we live in Germany 2 years. And one more time we came here.
So you come from 2 years of being in Germany.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, every country is so different. For me, Germany is so strict, so bureaucratic, so like I don't know. I don't like. I would not prefer to live in Germany, but Germany is also one of the direction where most of the people going because it's the highest salaries mostly in the whole Europe.
Yeah. Dale. So you didn't like Germany neither also?
No.
No,
And it's
neither.
so cold also, and I don't like cold. I prefer here plus 40 than cold in Germany.
How cold is in Ukraine?
It was like 1 month ago, it was minus 30. It's so cold. It's so cold. I
my
told
God.
all the time I'm traumatized with the cold.
Yeah. We were speaking like a few podcasts ago about how sunlight affects like our mood and how we feel. How do you think that cold weather and that amount of sunlight has, like, I don't know, affected you throughout life?
I would say that my boyfriend, he is all the time positive and having a nice energy all the time. But even though in Germany, he was feeling a little bit sad and depressed because most of the time we didn't have sun at all in our apartment. It's all the time like gray and dark yeah.
So that makes you feel
Yeah.
sadness. Yeah.
No, and also like because when I was a kid, we had also like minus 30. And I'm not from the rich family. Sometimes we didn't have like enough clothes to wear, like to be warm.
Sure. So where did you live in Ukraine? Like, let's figure like that it was like in the countryside,
Yeah, it was in the country.
in the middle of nowhere.
No, it was like, it's not like in the middle of nowhere. We have a railway station, a bus station.
Okay, so it's a small town.
Yeah, it's just like a small village near to, I would say it's like Chaco y Corrientes. Chaco is my village, and Corrientes, this is the city that we was living nearby. So in case we need like a supermarkets or like to buy clothes, wherever, we could come.
Yeah, to that city.
But when it was so cold, sometimes you are like don't have enough clothes to go to the school, and you are going on the street. I was crying all the time, dreaming that once I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna live in a country where all the time sun, and here I am.
Do you feel happy about the amount of sun that you receive here in Corrientes? And have you spent like a winter here?
No, I never spent the winter, but I like sun, I like hot. But it was some period, I think like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, when it was so hot, and I said I hate hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's better to be cold. Well, not that cold as you were. Yeah, but no, our hot here is well, it's ridiculous. But hey, it's better than minus 30 degrees. I
think because I also used to live in these conditions in Qatar and Arabia Saudita, because it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same.
So, and yeah, okay. So let's talk a little bit about what do your parents do in Ukraine now?
Yeah, my parents, they live in Ukraine. They live in the same village, and this village was occupied in the first months of the war. So it was like so tough period, and like they couldn't go outside of the houses like to buy food or something. And in this moment, I understood why we need the land to grow the vegetables and everything, because that's literally the way how the people survived there, because they had in the house like their own vegetables, fruits, meat, and yeah.
So they stand their ground, growing their own food.
Yeah, but we all our life we was growing, but when I was a kid, I didn't understand why I need to work all the.
Oh wow!
I want to play with the kids, not to work here on the land. But yeah, it helped a lot. Also,
it's really weird that that's a part of Ukrainian culture, but you guys have been like oppressed a lot of times around history. I mean, like it's one of the most oppressed countries. like in the USSR,
Yeah.
totally killed a lot of people in Ukraine. And yeah, it's like that kind of gives you another way of thinking about life, and maybe that's why you prepared so much.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think also because, everyone knows, I don't know how to say in English, Holodomor.
Yeah.
Yeah, when a lot of people was dying without food. That's why for us, like, agriculture culture is a huge part of our life. And the parents all the time, especially grandparents, they all the time need to have, like, a lot of vegetables and
Wow.
everything in the house. Yeah. You also like have the same culture, like you need to finish all the food. You cannot throw any food anywhere because they
Yeah.
also like traumatized with this. So
Maybe we can talk about what was Holodomor.
yeah.
Yeah, can you explain? Because I don't think that, well, in Spanish, can you say the word?
Holodomor,
Holodomor is hambruna.
Hambruna.
Yeah, is famine. So
It's like the time when the mostly like east part of Ukraine, they was because the Bolsheviki, like from the part of Moscow, where was like I don't know how to explain in English, like they was taking the food from the people who was that time on the territory of East Ukraine.
yeah, of course.
Like they was coming and taking everything what they was growing on the land. And that's why at the time I know that a lot of people, they was building like two ceilings,
Yeah.
hiding the food, yeah. But they was coming and taking all the food, so the family, they didn't have anything to eat. And also it was like my dream when I was a kid to be a journalist, and I was like the part of one magazine.
Mhm.
And I was taking interview from one at the time old man that he was like he was living in the Holodomor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was telling the stories that unfortunately it was the time that they was so hungry, they was dying of hunger, they was eating the kids, they was eating the dogs, the animals, because they didn't have anything to eat. Like they was eating the trees, the leaves, and
God.
yeah, and it was like 1 year, 1932, 1933. It was the period when a lot of people, Ukrainian people, died because they like didn't have anything to eat.
So yeah.
And I don't know, maybe somehow connected to this or no, but now in our houses, like most of the houses, we have like underground the space where we are hiding the food.
Oh,
I think that it's
maybe it's also
yeah,
connected. Yeah.
somehow connected. So that's why when we grow on the land some vegetables, fruits, we all the time like hiding under the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like you hiding, then you put like carpet or something, you put the table, so when the people come, they never know that under the floor there is some space. And in these places, people was hiding when the war started.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because it was like bombing, shooting, they was killing the people. And my family, they was sitting in this underground place like around 2 months without internet. Like they was
like in like a bunker.
yeah,
Whoa.
like a bunker. So, and also
For 2 months
for
there.
2 months, yeah. And
how connected they are to, like they use a lot of internet. They are like cool modern parents, or are they like not so much into like social media and that?
my parents?
Yeah.
No, the parents, they are, I would say, medium.
Okay.
They are using internet, they understand Instagram, YouTube, and so on.
Okay, like
But
what that happened, it was like a big absence from those medias. Like you couldn't connect with them for a long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't connect when I was when the war started. I was in Bali,
Uh-huh.
and we have
Oh my God.
yeah, and we have like the difference of the time plus 6 hours. So I already like finished my gym. I went for the breakfast, and I opened the news, and I see like the war started. But at this time in Ukraine, it was like 4-5 a.m. So the parents was sleeping. I started to call my father, like Pa, the war started, and he just woke up. He couldn't understand. He said like, no, everything like calm. And during we was talking, he opened the window and he saw like the tanks and soldiers was
They were
entering.
already in, yeah.
Yeah, and they was already in, and he said yes, it's the war. And it was like our last conversation, and like 4 days I couldn't reach with them because they didn't have like no electricity, and also they was hiding under the ground where you cannot catch the connection. Yeah, it was extremely like sad and tough period. And at the time, my brother, he was living in Europe, but his family and the small kids, they was living in Ukraine.
Oh.
And he told like, I want somehow to take my family to Europe because they were shooting people on the street, like
For just being Ukrainian.
Yeah, for just being Ukrainian, or you are just walking on the street, and
God.
it was a lot of people killed. And I don't know, maybe you saw in my Instagram, I post the photo where it was like the buildings,
Yeah, I once saw like the post you made, like put a day of the year, and I show you where I was.
Yeah.
I saw like the destruction of the places. Yeah.
And it was also like, I think, thanks to the God, because in the night, my father took the family of my brother, and they was running through the forest in the night to reach the safe location to be able to leave Ukraine. And they left around like 2 a.m. in the night, and at 6 a.m. in the morning, like bomb fall into their house. So it was like luck for them that they left exactly in this night. So yeah. Now during the war, I've been 4 or 5 times at home.
Yeah, how does happen? Because it's occupied.
Yeah, no, it was like occupied the first 2-3 like 2.5 months. Then we got like they kick out the soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah, so now it's not occupied territory.
It's regained by Ukraine. Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, like it's a lot of soldier, it's a lot of post when you need to show your documents, who you are, why you're come here. And anyways, it's so dangerous because they also like was hiding, like a lot of bombs that you can stop. And,
mines.
Mines, yeah. But anyways, like I wanted to see my family, so I was coming there like 1 week, 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I cannot stay longer. For me, it's so stressful. Like I cannot sleep all the time. When the dog's barking, you're thinking like something happening, explosion, drones, and
you hear all that all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Whoa.
And also in Kyiv, when I stop in Kyiv, when I stop in my father's house.
Also, Kyiv is, all the country is very stressful to be in, like, wow.
Yeah. So, but my family, like my parents, grandparents, they don't want to leave Ukraine because
it's their land.
All the life there, they build these houses from zero. They I don't know how dogs, cats, all the life. They don't speak English or any other language to be comfortable in Europe. So they prefer to stay there. And it's so interesting how people can use to anything what's going on in the life, because when I hear like the noise, I'm doing like this, and they are just continue the life. They are just continue to do all the things. And the most important that is like shocking me, then when I'm so stressed, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? My father is calling me, I want to do construction in the house. I want to buy a new car. I want to do this. And I'm saying like, Pa, like, how you can think about this? You don't know what is gonna happen tomorrow. Let's wait till the moment everything is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And they, no, we need to leave right now. Like, they are dreaming. They are continue like the life. They are.
Yeah, I always thought that Argentinian people were like very persistent, perseverant. They were, perseverantes. They perseverancia. They persevere a lot, and they like go through a lot of bad times, but Ukrainian people is like a whole other level.
Yeah.
And like having that mindset, like continue to be positive through those times, that's really crazy. And it's a really tough group of people. Yeah, it's just amazing. Well, it's crazy. So how do you go around your life, like trying not to stress about that? What do you?
First of all, for sure, I'm stressing.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, like I cannot talk to my family every day because now they also have sometimes better time, sometimes worse time,
Wow.
and now like they don't have electricity. Maybe like 2 hours per day they have electricity, like to cook something or to charge the phone, but most of the time they don't have, and I cannot contact them. But for sure I'm stressing, but when I'm talking to them, I'm thinking that I'm stressing more than them because the way how they are thinking, the way how strong they are, the way how they are dreaming about the future.
Maybe you find
It's
strength.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So unfortunately, we are passing through this period. It's really so stressful, but they are really like strong people. I don't know how to say.
Yeah, they're very strong. What do you think about how long is this gonna take? Do you ever think about that, or what's gonna happen with all these territories?
For sure, we are praying all the time, like this war to be stopped as soon as possible, and every year we are believing that now.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like for now, I don't see like that is gonna finish soon.
Yep.
Sometimes we have like the moments that we have the hope that yes, is the moment when everything is gonna change, and then something happen even worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope it's gonna finish soon, but unfortunately, I don't want to say like I don't believe like that is gonna happen these days.
But it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So I don't know. I also it's also a part of my life. I'm a numerologist.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
Because I was living in Bali, I was too much spiritual.
Okay. We can talk about that spirituality trip. Maybe I really do care about that.
Yeah.
So
I did a lot of stuff. I was like going to Vipassana. You know what is Vipassana? When you're like meditating the whole time, like the whole day without phone. You cannot talk to the people. You're just with yourself. And I was like, when you're eating, even when you eat, you need to eat vegetarian or vegan food because they're not accepting like eating meat. And you cannot look into the eyes of other people. You're all the time just with yourself. Yes. Nature, you have some time like to walk in the forest. Then you're coming back, you're meditating.
Who guides this? Like you go and there's a guide that tells you all this and you just go. And
there are like a special places where they like also there are some people who are like looking like checking on you that everything is okay. Yeah, but it's also like the time when you can think about your life to find a lot of answers.
And it's crazy that you were there right when the war started and you could be like in that mindset for some time. And maybe how did it affect you?
No, I would say like I'm more person that could fly with all these things, but I had my friend that she's too much like how to say, she doesn't believe too much in all these things, and she was bringing me back to reality. So yeah, I try a lot of things. I even cannot like, I was going to the hierophant who was like reading the hands, the numerologist. I was standing on this one, how to say, you know, when you stand with your legs on...
Your legs on...
You know these things, then you...
On the nails?
No, I'm gonna show you later what is these things.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of, and there I learn about numerology, and
Okay.
I really like. I love too much psychology, and when I combine psychology with the numerology, because I believe that psychology can help the people for sure,
Uh-huh.
but all of us we are different. That is gonna help me is not gonna help you
Yeah.
because maybe you're thinking in a different way, you are accepting the information in a different way, and for me, like numerology helped to understand what kind of the person you are, like what is important for you. It's not like all the people thinking it's about magic that I'm gonna say in the future what is gonna happen, but it's really like helps to understand the people how, for example, you are reacting in a stress situation,
Okay.
what you want to do in your life, how your brain is working.
Wow.
When
Tell
is
me
your
about
day?
it. How-
When is your day of your birthday?
the day of my birthday is 25th of August, 1995.
Okay, 1995.
Yeah.
Okay, I need more time like to think, but in general,
Okay.
25 is like you are number 7. Number 7 is like the people who needs all the time learn about something, like to grow, to move. For you, it's like to stop in your life is like the worst things because like all the time to move, maybe to travel, to go somewhere, to read a lot of things. And also number 7 is they have like two ways, or they too much materialistic or they too much spiritual. And they need to find the balance between material and spiritual life.
Okay.
Yes, and also they not too much trust people. They are trying like to keep people on the distance.
Okay. Yeah.
Like-
Of all that you said, like I really agree with the first part.
Yeah.
I'm really trustful on people. Yeah, I trust a
Trustful.
lot of in people.
I-
Like
is-
blindly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's all the time like it's two sides, like or you are doing like this, or you like they're saying like, or you are living your positive vibes of your energy, or like negative. So it means you are positive, that you trust people, because it's the biggest not a goal, but what the people they need to learn how to trust people. Number
Yeah.
7, and
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you trust, it's perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's been like the last 10 years, 5 years of my life. Like I really developed this kind of being trustful with people, and it sometimes is it's I don't I don't know. Sometimes it may not be there, but I try to. I think that you spend a lot of time mistrusting people, so I just trust them.
Yeah.
And like thinking about how people can hurt you, or how people can
Anyway.
mistreat you. That's maybe never happen, and you lose time doing that. So yeah, it's
And if it's happened, it needs to be like this. It's your experience, and it's the way how we are learning, like the stuff. Yeah, when for example you trust someone, but he hurt you, this is the way how you can learn the life.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, he's always learning.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. So so that's numerology you took out of Bali.
Yeah.
Or you started.
Yeah, I started to do it in Bali, and first of all, it's all the time helping me to understand myself, why I'm acting like this, when I want like this. But now come back to the war. I all the time doing numerology when the war is gonna stop. And I don't know, like unfortunately, I don't see now, not in the numerology, not in the real life. Unfortunately, I don't see the ending of this story for now. I think that it's only the beginning of something bigger, yeah.
Yeah, I think that also. Well, when the war started, I was here in Argentina, and I really thought that was like the start of the Third World War. So I was really stressed about it, and I took a lot of time of my head, like thinking about people there and what they do and how they fight, and it's really how do you say this? Trincheras. Like the holes in the ground. Like it's a war like that.
Yeah.
They do holes in the ground. They stand their ground and And it's crazy. It's the worst kind of war that there could be. And yeah, I don't think that Ukrainian people will fall back on their lands. And I don't think that Putin is thinking about like stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird what's happening all around the world.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm not really positive in that side of
yeah,
things.
for sure. Like everyone wants to believe in the positive things and in the positive scenario, and I also believe and I pray. But when we see the reality, what's going on, unfortunately, I think it's the beginning of. I also like if to come back to spiritual things.
Yeah.
I had like one consultation with one astrologist. Like,
Do you care if I smoke?
No, you
okay.
can smoke it. And she also like long time ago. And she told me a lot of things that really happen in my life.
Okay.
She told me that I'm gonna meet the boyfriend. He's gonna be from a different continent, country. He's gonna speak a different language. He's gonna be like from the place where all the time sunny and hot. And here we are in Corrientes. Yeah, but a lot of things she told me like this. And I also asked her at the time because I didn't know where I want to live. And I asked her, do you know like which country maybe in Europe I can go to live? And she told me like, don't plan about Europe because till 2030 it's gonna be totally different Europe. It's gonna be totally different countries.
Okay, by 2030.
Yeah,
it's like...
yeah. And at that time, even the war in Ukraine didn't start.
Okay.
So, and now I see what's going on, and I think like really till 2030, I don't know what can happen with Europe and in general with the world.
Yeah, it's really weird. We are living really weird times.
Even you see, it's this conversation. You need to smoke.
Yeah, I need to smoke.
Yeah.
It stresses me out.
You cannot speak without cigarette, huh?
Well,
Never in my life I smoke.
no?
Never.
Why?
I never wanted. I don't know. And I'm grateful to the God, to my parents, or to my brother who was so strict with me and he was checking what I'm doing, but never.
It's really the best way to live, not to smoke. It's really weird how you get addicted to something, and there's a lot of information about you in your smoking habits. I don't think it's not even cool. It's not nice. It's not. It doesn't add nothing to you. But I don't know. It's like, is that balance in like between life and death? You know?
Yeah.
I really think it's more about that. Like I have a really good life, so I smoke because maybe this is too much life.
It's a nice advertising for the cigarettes.
It's a really good excuse.
Yeah.
But okay, so we won't talk more about the war. It's really, well, maybe. What do you think? What's gonna happen like with Iran and all that? It's what did your numerologist told you?
No, I'm not anymore using my numerology for this. To be honest, like really, I don't know. I'm not so deep into the political stuff.
Geopolitics.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I know some like basic stuff, and I think based on this basic stuff, I'm not the right person who can give some forecast about the situation. But it's
no, it's just how you feel. I
don't know. I could say that I never in my life living in Qatar, living in Arabia Saudita, knowing a lot of people from Dubai, I never could imagine that all of us was considering Dubai the most safest place in the world. Can be one of also the most dangerous places now. So it's showing us only about like you don't know what to expect.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, we know nothing about anything.
Yeah. And I believe for sure that there are some people who are deciding all these things and everything already decided. And
You talk about God. What do you think about in that terms? Is there a God? Do
yeah.
your people like in your country is a religious country?
Yeah, we are religious. We are Orthodox.
Okay.
So you are Catholic. Most of us, we are Orthodox. I would not say that when I was a kid, I was like before when I was living in Ukraine, I was not too much religious. I believe in God. I would say like in general for me, God is, I don't know, is the universe. It's just the God. Now, like, I'm reading the first time in my life Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, more I started to learn about this because of my boyfriend. He also before didn't believe in Jesus,
In God, in anything,
in
yeah.
God. Yeah, but when we've been in Germany, I don't know, somehow life. I think that life bring the people to the right topics in the right moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes people don't believe and then something happened, they start to believe. Why I didn't believe before? Because I was from the small village and we had the church, and all the time when I was going to the church and I was like talking with the priest, like asking him forgiveness for what I was doing, like this
Yeah.
process. And all the time when I was going to the church and talking to the priest, next day all the village know everything what I was talking about.
Oh my God.
And it's just because of this I also
It was a small town.
yeah, it's like a small village and everyone then is talking
my
what I
God.
like, So that's why
Wow.
like I was not too much
Into church.
into the church. Yeah. Then also I had one like bad experience maybe that like disappoint me from the church because my cousin, he was sick. He got the cancer, and my aunt, she asked me to go to the church and ask the priest to pray for him. And when I came to this church, the priest told me like, okay, you need to pay me this money and I'm gonna pray for him.
Oh my
And
God.
for me, I was like,
You can't
but
pay for salvation.
like you're between the people and the God, and you're the guy, he is like sick and needs the help of the God, and you're asking me money or something like this. And I was disappointed too much in the church. That's
Yeah.
why I was trying like to be away from the church, but
Yep.
still I believe in the God. But for me, most of the time it was like universe.
Yeah.
I believe for sure, like that there is something, the creator of us and of this life. And I think like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, my boyfriend, he went so deep into the searching about the God, the Jesus, because also he was like not believing in this. And then like he told me like why we believe like I don't know in Caesar, in a lot of different historical people. We believe because we have a lot of like information about these people.
Yep.
And at the same time
No. Podemos prender los flashes también. We can light up the flashes.
yeah. And after like we start like to search and to learn about this. I wanted first time in my life to read Bible, so he ordered Bible for him in Spanish. I ordered for me. We start to learn, to watch some movies, and like I really start to look at God and Jesus from a different side, not like before.
Mhm.
I also go into the church. We was also in Germany going to the church every Sunday. We was trying to go. Yeah, so, but I believe that God, He's not only in the church, that He's with us.
Yeah. In everyone.
In everyone,
Yeah.
yes. So I would say, I cannot say that I'm so religious that I'm following all the rules. I would say I follow all the basic rules that Jesus was saying, that like in general in the life, like don't kill, don't steal, and all these things.
Don't be unfaithful.
Yeah. So I'm grateful to the God. I have I used to do every morning when I wake up. I write 10 gratefulness
Yeah.
for the previous day, like for what I'm grateful for this.
Uh-huh.
So I'm grateful. I believe sometimes I would say like, I'm not going to the church because I have to go to the church. Sometimes I have these feelings that I want to go to the church, and my boyfriend asking me, where are you going? I say, I feel that I want to go to the church, or I am passing by their church, I want to enter, or we want like together wake up on Sunday and to go to the church, because we like having these feelings, like the God is following us to the church. And one time I was watching also the podcast, and they say that there are two different meaning of being religion or being of the person who believe.
Okay.
Because being religious, sometimes these people, religious people, they don't trust, they don't believe, but they are pretending like they are going to the church, they are following like the Jesus words, and they are more like using the religion for their purpose.
Yeah, they're like using an expiation, like throwing away their mess, but really not connecting with
not connecting with the God.
Yeah.
And there are people who are real believers. So I would say that I'm the believer. I believe. Maybe I'm not going every Sunday to the church. Maybe I'm not following all the holidays as they need to be like followed. But I'm believer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's also like going through these countries like Bali where they have another kind of God. Maybe it shows you that it's not really in the churches where you find, or in the religion, or any like of these iterations of different gods, but it's just like one thing, and you can find it within yourself. And yeah, that's kind of how I interpret reality all day. It's nice also believe that there is the cause, the universe, like there's something reason. It takes a lot of weight out of you, and it showed me that maybe you can live more without ego. Like the things you do are not because you are so great, that it's because you've been put in that pathway, I never believe in God. I don't really believe in what people believe as God, but I think that it's a really nice place to rest for your egotistic self, Yeah.
And also, like, I have an experience living in Arab countries in a different, seeing a different religious Muslim. Yeah, I would say that I'm so far from what they believe in Islam. Yeah,
I think that maybe now we talk about the war. I think this is like a holy war. I think this is as close as we got as the holy war that will like kill us all.
Yeah.
Let me see if this is okay. So we went through a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe now we can talk about what brought you to this point, and like how you got into this social experiment of learning language through interviewing people and playing with them.
I would say that all my life I wanted, like, I don't know, I think that every person has his own feelings inside what he wants to reach, and all the time I wanted something like to have the blog or to communicate with the people. And in general, like in my language, I'm so talkative. All the, like my boyfriend, his cousins, whatever who knows me, they all the time say that I'm talking too much and I cannot close like my mouth talking. Unfortunately, in Spanish is for now not possible for me. So I all the time wanted this, and when we was thinking about to come back here to Argentina, to Corrientes, I understood that I need to do something, because I don't want just to sit in the house doing nothing. I also want to learn about the culture, to meet new people, because for me it's so difficult here to find the friends just because of the language barrier. Yeah. So it was the idea that I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna create the blog, and I'm gonna somehow interact with the people. And that's what happened. Like, I came here. I promised myself, because sometimes I like to talk, but I don't like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what all the time my boyfriend was saying me, enough talking, do. And I promised myself when we've been in the plane, so once I'm gonna just exit from the airport, I'm gonna start to do this. And literally I'm here like totally, in general in Argentina 3 months and approximately 2 months in Corrientes. And from the moment I came here, I create the blog. So as I promised to myself, not talking, just do it. Yeah, and that's how it started. It was a random day. We just went to the Costanera. We stopped the random guy. We asked him the question. I just posted this video and it became viral.
Uh-huh.
And I, as a marketing manager also, as understanding the marketing, I understand like which kind of video I need to record. I know that I cannot stop because it's like the beginning, how the algorithm of social media works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like
I love how you start your videos with that catchphrase "Soy importada de Ucrania,"
sí.
because it tells people like it's kind of a product,
Yeah.
imported.
Yeah.
You import products, and it's weird, and you stuck with it when you see the video. And well, since the first time I saw you, I hooked up with that part of the video, and then like the questions was like, great. She's trying to promote the knowledge of Argentinian culture by learning it.
Yeah.
And that's just great. It's really nice. I love it. What can you tell me about how our cultures? Everyone tells you how we are different, and we know how we are different. Like you are much colder. Like
Yeah.
we're much closer. But how are we related? What have you seen that relates our cultures?
I would say, when the first time we came here 2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
we landed in Asunción in Paraguay, and we was coming here to Corrientes by car.
Uh-huh.
And when we was going like in the car, I look at Argentina and I was saying, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Ukraine, the same lands, the cows, horses,
Yeah.
like the difference only that you have palm trees and we don't have in Ukraine. And the nature is the same. That's like, for me, here a lot of people who has the descendencia de Ucrania.
Yeah.
So also there is something I see that connected to Ukraine. Mostly in Argentina, I see a lot of connection. I think like we also patriotic as you are, because I see that most of the people so patriotic.
Yep.
So nationalist, patriotic. The nature also. We have a little bit difference just because how we are acting.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are more or less, you told, cold and close.
Yeah.
And also, I think because because of the history, because all the time our land was suffering through the wars, Holodomor, a lot of different historical moments when we are not trusting too much to the people, when we start like to be more closed. Because in general, we are so open and warm people. When you're entering our house, you're gonna be treated like the part of the family, because all the time they are cooking a lot of food, inviting you to the table. You're gonna be treated really like the part of the family when they let you in. But when they don't know you, we are not so trustable as, for example. And it's also, like, I don't know, even like from one side, I see in all these cultures when they are smiling to you at the first sign, it's like nice because you feel welcoming. They are like more warm. But at the same time, for example, I know that in my culture, we are not like, I cannot say this like, if I don't want to talk to the people, you're gonna see in my face that I don't want to talk to you. Like, we are honest, with our emotions. Yeah. So a lot of things we have in common, and a lot of things we have also different.
Claro. Yeah. But I think that maybe the Argentinian people is very talkative, very friendly, but it also covered up with some like fake
That's what
amability. I agree with that. Yeah. It's better to just be a little bit further away, and then we can establish some kind of connection truly by both sides being interested in this. I think that's
what I also noticed, for example, in Arab countries, that once you just meet each other and you speak like, I don't know, 10 minutes, they all the time say, "Oh, you're my friend." For me, I don't believe that you cannot
the
be.
Arabs, they say like, "Hey, friend, like, come
my best
here."
friend.
That's really not trustful. No, that's not trustworthy.
And
I always thought about that.
And I believe that for these strong words like being a friend, you need like a long time. You need to pass through a lot of different situations to see that this is really your friend.
That's true. So, how it reacted to some situations. That's true. It's weird because thinking about what we were gonna talk about, I thought that you said just now about how your history as a country makes your people that kind of close, and it's really amazing how much pain that country has gone through. I read about it some years ago through the psychologist Jordan Peterson. He mentioned he talks a lot about the evil part of humans and the good side of humans, like from Nietzsche, and how these atrocities could be made on people, like taking their food. And how do you feel about this the political side of that? I mean, that was socialism, that was communism failing, because like Moscow and the big part of the aristocrats needed the food, so they had to take it from somewhere, and they killed all the people that knew how to work the land, and you were like, this is our food, you can take it. And they took it away, and they killed 1.5 million people in Ukraine. How do you feel about the new comings of communism and socialism, and how do you present yourself to the world as in political thinking?
I would like to believe that there is a democracy in this life, but unfortunately there is no. As my boyfriend also all the time saying me that what is democracy? There is no exist. Like we trying to believe, all in all these things. To be honest, like I would say that I'm not too much talking about politics. We have in Ukraine like 3 topics that we are not talking about religion. We are not talking about
religion already.
we talk a little bit about politics, about religion. So what I see now, for example, is kind of the same. It's the same part of Russia coming to the same part of Ukraine and trying to do the same, trying to steal, let's say, what we have, trying to kill people, and it's like the history just repeating itself. So
those are the wet dreams of Putin, like trying to make the USSR again. That's true.
I just believe, like, really not because I'm Ukrainian, because even though, in Ukraine we have also like I would say our country inside divided by 2 parts. It's East Ukraine and West Ukraine. West Ukraine, they are more close to Europe, to Hungary and Poland.
The Occidental world, yes.
And to be honest, unfortunately, but it's true, like West Ukrainians, they not too much like East Ukrainian not too much like
West Ukrainians, okay.
Because also like...
There was a civil war once in Ukraine?
I don't think, no, we didn't have like the civil wars, but I think like we are just between ourselves, like we don't trust each other too much. We are having a different, like I would say, because their culture influence on them from the West, we are most from the East. even though, like, now we have a problem between Ukrainian and Russian language, because East Ukraine all the time, we was so close to Russia by culture, by language. We was going to Russia before, like, for us it was easier to go to Russia than to go to the West Ukraine.
Wow.
And because of this, also we have a lot of hate from like West Ukrainian people, like, why you're still speaking Russian. But most of the people, they grow speaking Russian, and it's not easy for them to start to speak Ukrainian language. They're trying, but it's still like difficult for them. And I don't remember for what I was telling all these things. I believe that East Ukrainian, we are more like the people from agriculture. We like to work. We are so hard workers. We are growing a lot of vegetables, a lot of food. Yeah, also from the east part of Ukraine, we have like, how to say, I don't know how in English to say, charcoal.
Charcoal.
Like in Donetsk, in Lugansk, all this part that full of
minings, like coal.
Yeah. All of these things. And I think it's the same, like when they want just to take the same, like, revenge and to take from the people everything what we have.
Yeah. But you feel as much as Ukrainian as anyone else, like being from the eastern part?
Yeah, I all the time say that in one day Russia is gonna take the part of Ukraine where I was born. So if I'm gonna have a choice, like if I'm not gonna have a choice, I don't want to accept the Russian passport. There is my boyfriend, he doesn't have any choices to get married with me, and I'm gonna get Argentinian passport.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm Ukrainian. I don't want to be part of Russia. But I mean,
but you can see that there was like a division in your own people that maybe wanted a part of being Russian?
First of all, I think that nowadays we have so many like social media in general that is washing the brains.
Yeah.
And it's so dangerous because depends which news you are watching, you believe in a different things.
World, yeah.
I would say like the things maybe that I didn't mention before too much, but my mom, she lives in Moscow, and my father, he lives in Ukraine.
Whoa.
And it's also a difficult situation for me, but my mom, she grew and live like all her life in Ukraine, so she knows how it is. But even though she lives in Moscow now, like she lives there more than 10 years approximately, but she's watching the Russian news, and she's like seeing totally different stories.
Whoa.
Like what they're trying to tell to Russian people. And we are watching, like, we know what's going on in Ukraine. And now when you can enter, like, social media or internet, and we have artificial intelligence, you can create any videos with any person telling anything. You don't know what to believe. So it's also one of the problem. The second problem, I believe, because
there's a fictional separation of the people through the media that they consume.
Before also, like, the war started, we all the time believe that for sure, like in Moscow, in Russia, you have like more opportunities, like higher salaries, and maybe some people who never was like abroad, they still to believe that there is opportunities, so better to move there.
Whoa, so many people moved to Moscow.
Because when the war started, there are a lot of people who really moved to Russia, but much more people who moved to Ukraine. And also because of Soviet Union, and all the time our territory was like together, we have a lot of families, because a lot of Ukrainians, they have a lot of families in Russia, and the opposite things. So, and it's one of the most painful also thing because of the war, because a lot of families stopped to communicate. They lost the communication. They start to fight because they believe in one things, we believe in other things.
Yeah, the neo-Nazi thing about
Yeah.
Ukraine and all that.
Yeah, they believe that they came to save us, that we need their help, and
Well, that's
really
crazy.
don't need anyone's help. And yeah, so this is the crazy things. So I don't know, like still for sure, like, and also like the occupied territory like Lugansk, Donetsk, they also like now living the life like being under Russia.
Yeah.
They are like watching the Russian news.
Oh,
So
yeah, that maybe that's like the civil war of the Ukrainian people,
Yeah.
like fighting with your own families. Yes, that's crazy. And I think that maybe by now there must be like every person in Ukraine knows one person that died in the battlefield. Is something like that.
yeah,
The-
sure,
There's
for
a lot
sure.
of people that die already
Yeah.
there. It's crazy. It's crazy how they're killing their own people. Yep. We went again with war.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
It's okay. It's really nice to be here. Like it's kind of a paradise, Corrientes. We live so far from war, so
Yeah.
far from hunger. Well, maybe not all part of Corrientes, no, but
I saw now in a lot of publics and newspapers for sure when it's like everyone is talking about the war and all the time people looking for the safe place. And there are a lot of information now like top 10 safest countries
Yeah.
now during the Third World War. And for sure like Argentina is in this list.
of course.
And I think that soon, like the history of Argentina also is
repeat.
gonna be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna repeat the same story as it was in the
In
Second
the Second
World
World
War.
Yeah, I also think that maybe the world is gonna change a lot through the next years.
Yeah,
And yeah, if the war in Europe starts, we are gonna see a lot of immigration here again, and that changes a lot.
Yeah.
Because like the order that we know about the world, the things that we know, how people go through their lives was because of this immigration. Like we are a country that's very it's very marked by immigration.
immigration.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna change a lot. Yeah, it's really crazy times. So artificial intelligence, you talk about it.
Yeah.
I started this podcast, and one of
No, sorry, you hear this voice, and for me, it's the noise of siren, like when they say bombing. How to say?
that one.
Yeah. And I was like, what's going
no,
on?
again.
What's going on? It was Corrientes, yeah.
One of my childhood nightmares was that the war started and China invaded Corrientes.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of planes like flying around Corrientes, and this Chinese group of soldiers just marching through. So
Hopefully,
I think it
never
was-
gonna happen. See?
I hope not. So what was I saying?
I forgot.
So yeah, Argentina's gonna change.
Yeah,
A
Argentina
lot.
is gonna change.
What was I saying?
To be honest, I don't remember.
Well, it will come back eventually. So, what are the next steps for your influencer persona?
I would say like just because I'm not able to work here. First of all, I don't speak Spanish so good. First of all, like living in Europe and it's a lot of change in your brain when you used to work in Europe or Arab countries, and you know how much you can get money, how much you can be paid for this money. It's so difficult to go down, to go down, and to start to earn much less. So, and I think because of the economic of Argentina is so bad, and I don't know literally how people live in here, because when we are looking for the apartment to rent, you are seeing like 700, 800, 900, 1 million peso, like one bedroom apartment, and you're thinking, I don't know how people with their salary can cover the rent, the food, the clothes, and all this.
Rent in Corrientes
Yeah.
is crazy. Yes,
So
it's like the
crazy.
most expensive part of Argentina. I don't know why. It's stupid. Yeah.
So that's
Yes, it's really weird, like coming from Europe and knowing that lifestyle and how much people pay for their lifestyle, and you watch this and you say, how are we
Yeah.
living in
it's
this
so
situation?
interesting how, for example, I was thinking before, like in one country, $100 means nothing. In other country, $100 can, like, you can live the whole month.
Yeah.
And the same about the when the people working with the hands, let's say, for example, the people who are doing a manicure, how much they are earning here and how much they can be paid, let's say, in Saudi Arabia. It's totally different. So that's why, like, I'm not even planning to work here, like,
Yeah,
in
not gonna be part
Argentina.
of the workforce of Argentina.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to work online, and that's why, like, I have a lot of free time, like, to do my blogging. For sure, I want to grow and start to earn with my blog also,
Mm-hmm.
and to discover the culture. So my plans is huge, and I believe then, like, in 1 year I can grow a lot with my blog. And also, it helps me a lot to learn Spanish because I need to prepare the question, I need to communicate with the people. Now it's a little bit like maybe you see in my videos when the people's answering me, I cannot catch everything what they say.
You smile
And I smile and say, thank you. Or like, oh, bien. But sometimes I know that I need to put a different reaction.
yeah.
And it's like a little bit seems like stupid in a way. But yeah, for now I cannot, like, but it's helping me a lot.
Yeah. I've seen those videos where you just lost the answer and you like, look to the camera.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
And yeah, also part of the reason that I wanted to do this in English was because you are not being comprehended as much as you should, like when you show this part of yourself, because you lack the communications ability yet to express yourself and to understand everything that they say, and you look at the camera, it's kind of, she's dumb or something like that, and it's not at all that. So
that's why sometimes I also feel bad because I want to tell, let's say when we are gathering somewhere with the friends, like, I also cannot be the part of the group to communicate. Like, I cannot share my opinion. I'm just sitting, listening. Yeah, I can say like few words, but I cannot express myself. So the blog is gonna help me also to learn faster.
Yeah, it's a really, really great strategy to learn.
Yeah.
When you're working for something that you want and also learning, that's great. I remember what I was gonna talk to you about. It was artificial intelligence. Yeah. And I was gonna ask, what do you use it for? Because when I started this podcast, I wanted to make it go through the some part of the podcast was gonna be about how people was using artificial intelligence. I think that nowadays it's all over us. I think that we all use it. Maybe not all of us, but people who know will. So how do you use it? What do you use it for? And how do you see this uprising of this new being, this new technology, connecting with the world going like bonkers?
I would say that, first of all, I'm a little bit scared about all these things, but at the same time, we cannot hide anywhere from what's going on in the world. So as there is the phrase, or you are learning this and you're continue your life, or you're gonna be behind like our grandparents with the phones, computer, internet. So for sure, you need to learn it, but at the same time, I feel a little bit sad because we are a little bit losing the soul of the process. Because, for example, I learned also, I passed the course of artificial intelligence, creating the content, like creating the photos, videos, and I can create for me like any photo session, but sometimes I feel, oh my gosh, like this is the process when you are like trying to create the photo session. You are going looking for some costumes, you are doing the makeup, you are working out together with the photographer. This is emotions, and now we can lose all of this just because you know how for a few minutes to create the photos with the program. But what we gonna do if it's our life? So for sure, I'm using ChatGPT as everyone, and it's like my best friend. Sometimes also my boyfriend send me, no, just Google it. Don't use ChatGPT because you all the time like.
But your boyfriend works with it.
Yeah, but sometimes. Yeah, but this is also like, I think if you want to talk more about artificial intelligence, it's to him, because he has like his company, MindLink automation. Yeah, he is like doing automation for the businesses and making the process of the businesses like so easy and
so much
fast.
Efficient.
Yeah. So he can talk about these hours and hours. I'm more like, the creative person.
Yeah.
If I'm talking about artificial intelligence, he also tried like to push me to learn all these automations, but I'm not the person who can sit like all the time. I need like something creative. So I choose the part of learning how to create videos, photos, and all of these things. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's our reality. I believe that a lot of people gonna also lose their jobs. So they also need to learn how to use it, because the only people who is gonna survive is the people who is gonna learn how to use artificial intelligence. So, yeah.
Do you think so? Do you think that by learning artificial intelligence we are saved?
Like I believe, to be honest, if to believe my intuition, I believe that one day it's just gonna kill us. No, in which way? In which way that we are now too much trust ChatGPT.
Okay.
Wherever ChatGPT is telling us, we are believe this, and we are not double check the information. And that's what my boyfriend is teaching me. Don't ask all the time ChatGPT. Sometimes also Google and like check, because he is gonna give you the answers what you want to hear, based on the memories and everything. And I think maybe it's so stupid. But I have this like intuition that one day when all the people is gonna believe ChatGPT too much, like they're not gonna double check the information, ChatGPT can tell us a lot of things that can bring us in a different way, in the way where the people who are controlling all the world, they want us to come, and we will come to that.
Yeah, that's part of the 2030 agenda. Yeah.
And also like, because we don't want to think now, we don't want to learn the languages, we don't want to read the books, we don't want to go deep into the information.
We're really lazy.
We're so lazy.
Yeah, we are gonna kill ourselves by just being lazy and not like staying useful. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna go on for the majority of the people. Like you're just gonna get too lazy to do stuff and gonna kill yourself. It's really weird what's coming in our way in the next years. It's crazy.
So I believe that we need to learn artificial intelligence. We need to involve it in our life, but at the same time we need like to have the limit of using this. Like not to become just the people who are not thinking anymore, who are not like taking their own decisions just based on what ChatGPT is gonna tell us.
Yeah, it's useful, but it's dangerous. That's true. And it's for sure gonna change the world as we know it right now. And
also one thing I want to say, also according like to the war or what's going on in the world now, like now you can create any photo, any video with artificial intelligence and pretend like it's a real person talking about real things. And it also can confuse a lot of people and can be used for manipulation of other people.
Yep.
And it's also like a huge problem.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't seen yet the full expansion that kind of mind control can go to. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it scares me too. I was gonna tell you something else. So what's in for us? What's in for us? How do you stay positive in a world that it's clearly changing furthermore, that we can adapt to it? What's your thinking, like what's life is gonna be?
I would say that all the time in the history of the humans something is happening, the wars, the diseases, coronavirus and all these things, but the life is continue. And I believe like that everything is like temporary. So you like don't need to even though, like before I used to read all the time. I had in my Telegram so many publics where all the seconds I'm getting the news from Ukraine where is the
war.
Yeah.
Me also, in 2022 I was like monitoring the situation like an asshole.
And then like there is a nice phrase, where is your attention, where is your like wherever you are going. So all the time I used this news, I was like so depressed. All my time and focus was only in this news, but the life is going on. So there is the moment when you just stop to decrease. You are trying to control where your attention is gonna be. So I choose like for sure I'm too much worried about what's going on because it's so close to me, to my family. For sure I'm all the time every morning like thinking about like how is my family, when it's gonna be stopped, but the life is going on. And as I want to say, where is your focus, what you're gonna reach. So if you're gonna think all the time about because even like before the war or in general in the world, there is all the time something happen. In Africa, kids dying from the hunger. There is some problems like some viruses. There is the wars, and all the time in the world going on something. There is no, I think, even the day that everyone in the world could live happily and nothing is going on. So just to be focused more on your life, on your goals, for sure, like checking what's going on in the world, but don't put all your attention in that things.
Yeah, I'm more and more each day trying to focus more on where my attention goes. As I really discovered that was like the thing, like how you go through life is where you put your attention. I really used like the years learning artificial intelligence. There's a famous paper that is called "Attention is All You Need," and that's the paper that like revolutionized the models that we see today. So from that part on, I really focus on how attention can change this technology. Attention can also change us. So I try to put my attention in better places, like not to focus anymore on war, not to be as little time as possible on X, because you have all the bad things in the world going on X. And I really appreciate you saying that it's a thing that I've been going through a lot, thinking about trying to get people to notice that where your attention goes, your energy follows. And it's great that you said that.
Thank you. And also, like sometimes we are maybe not paying attention to all the small things in the life, but for example, the music that we are listening, it's also kind of like when you're listening, like, I don't know, bad songs about like something sad all the time in your mind. You're like, I don't know, this drama about like...
you're dramatizing your life through that lens of the song. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
my advice to listen a nice positive music to be focused on the things that you want and positive. And to believe that where is your focus, where your energy flows.
Okay, so can you tell us some songs that you listen to when you want to cheer up? I am really, really, I don't know if I can say this, but people tend to think that it's autistic when you like listen to a song repeatedly. So I'm very much like that. When I like focus my attention on some song, I listen like for a week. I listen it all the time. So are you like this?
I'm the same.
Okay.
If I like some music, I'm gonna listen this music till the moment I'm gonna already like this. If I like something to eat, I'm gonna eat this every day until I'm not gonna feel like that enough. I'm so tired of this. Like I'm trying just to avoid so sad or bad music or this rap talking about the gangs, about the like bad things. Just something positive about something nice. Yeah. So I cannot now. When
you don't have like a go-to album when you're feling like sad or feeling down?
But these songs like Ukrainian songs,
Okay, yeah.
like to be honest, I know like now how I have one song that is like it's a little bit religious song.
Yeah.
It's like about the God, but it's I don't know how to say. This is the song when I listen. It's like I feel, I don't know, like full of energy to do something. And every morning when I wake up, I just put this song and really like it helps me. And it's from the moment to the moment, it's a different song. So for now, it's my favorite song. Then for sure, when like just the relationship with my boyfriend start, we had like our favorite song, Cha Cha Cha. See, like all the time I'm listening that song. Yeah, I believe this song that I'm listening right now. Also, like now when the war started, we start to have a lot of patriotic songs.
Oh.
Like about don't give up, we're gonna stand, Ukrainians, we are like so strong.
Yeah, also Pink Floyd did a song about Ukraine.
So now, like mostly in Ukrainian music industry, you can hear all of these songs about like
they represent what the country is going through.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's also like when you're, because I don't know how it happened that we have our hymn, like the song of the country. How you say this?
Hymno.
Hymno, yeah.
Hymn.
We are like I don't know why, but
Anthem.
Yeah. In Ukrainian anthem, we have like like we're gonna fight till the end, like till the last Ukrainian, something like this.
Oh, that was the hymno of Ukraine.
Yeah,
our hymno is really like cheery.
Yeah, like, and that's why like all the time we were saying why when everything was okay, we are seeing like our hymn is about like we're gonna fight till the end.
Wow, yeah.
And that's literally what is going on in the life.
That's the attention of people like going to that kind of thinking. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's the how do you say that? Like unconscious mind of the people, like a collective mind, collective unconscious. Yes, I was gonna ask you, what's like the chamamé of your zone?
Chamamé? I don't know any name of chamamé song, to be honest.
No.
Or what?
Which is the like in Argentina, in Corrientes, chamamé is like our folk song.
Yeah.
Which is the folk song of your people?
We have also like the dance polka.
Polska. Okay.
Polka is like a chamamé, and also we have like a traditional like village music that also they playing with accordion. Yeah, I also was a part of the group that we was like in the village singing the songs with accordion. But then they kicked me out from this the group of the people who are singing the song.
Chorus.
They kicked me out because unfortunately I don't have the talent of singing the song. And then when they start to, they heard that someone is failing.
Yeah.
And it was
You're
me.
ruining it for us.
Yeah, it was me. I was failing. So.
But would you like to sing? Like,
to be honest, all the time I'm thinking if I could choose any talent, and I would like to choose to know how to sing, because my soul is singing.
Okay.
Like when I sing inside of me any song, I feel like every word, and but when I start to sing in the real life, all the people unfortunately suffering. Yeah, so I wish to have this talent.
Okay, so let's finish with some the thing that everybody asks you. We love foreigners loving our country. We love foreigners loving our city. That's one of the reasons that your content is working really well. Is like we really feel joy and pride in people finding our culture, our cities interesting. So what for this short amount of time that you've been here, what is the thing that you really value the most of the Quarantinian culture?
First of all, I would say that you are so much family people. Like family, friends, all the time gathering together. We all the time like going to regattas and this full like families together. And it's really like, unfortunately, we are also in Ukraine family people, but I think because too much work, we are so strict with our like goals. We are working all the time. We don't have so many time to spend with the family.
Yeah, and also the cold like makes you get into the house and not really go out much. Yeah,
it's true. And here, like all the time, like family supporting, going to each other for the dinner, for the holidays. It's really so nice. I like it. I like that the people are so friendly also. Like, even though I go into the Costanera, stopping the people, trying to talk, like everyone is trying like to explain me even behind the camera more and things, because in the camera we have like 20-30 seconds of the content, but then we stop and like trying to talk. They are telling much more stories. So this I like, and I like also that you are too much like patriotic. Especially my boyfriend. That's the reason why we came here, because he's patriotic of Argentina, of Corrientes, and like all the time, oh, you try this food, you try that. Have you been in chamamé? You're like so proud of your culture, of what you have, like your food, your fiestas and everything, and all the time people asking if I've been there, if I tried there. So it's also nice. Like I feel too much this patriotic vibe of your culture.
Yeah, and also you pay attention because your country is also very patriotic, as you said. Yeah. And one was, I'm really lost with the questions.
But also a lot of things that I find a lot of difference. Here. No, just in a small things. For example, like, I don't know, these two kisses when you greet each other is so strange because we are not doing this. For example, when we are drinking like mate or sharing the one cup, I thought all the time, if you're gonna come to Ukraine, you're gonna be in shock because like everyone has his own cup. We are not like sharing, like even like Me, it's okay because I think I'm too much open mind. I travel a lot. I saw a lot.
Yeah,
and
but you already changed.
Yeah, I already changed. But if you come like to Ukraine, you will see like a lot of difference in a small things.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and that's what really pulls us apart. Yeah, I was gonna ask about the alcohol consumption in Ukraine and the partying in Ukraine. How is that movement?
Right now,
No,
in
like
general,
throughout your life. Yeah.
I think before I used to think that we are one of the most drinkable nation in the whole Europe until I met British people and I saw that nothing is gonna like you cannot compare anyone to British people.
No.
Because if they drink, they really drink like till the last breath.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think that especially in the villages, we have like a lot of people who are drinking vodka because it's also like they working so hard, and this is the way to relax for them. That's why maybe we have like some problem about this, but it also depends because I never was too much like drinkable person.
Yeah, you never drink.
First time I try alcohol, I was 18 or 19 years old, and even now I don't drink alcohol. I can try Fernet like just because it's like part of the culture.
Yeah.
But usually I don't drink. Yeah, we have parties. But mostly here I noticed that you are having like you rent some place like the house or I don't know how, and you are going to someone's house. We're not so invitable person to the houses. If we are going to the party, we are going to the clubs or somewhere, but not too much inviting to the houses.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cultural here to like get together. All the houses have their quinchos, and we like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have this culture, but also depends like people attracting the same people.
Yeah.
I never was the person who liked too much parties and alcohol, and I was surrounded by also these people who were like, my brother all the time was saying me when I was a kid that I'm a holy girl, because like I didn't like too much parties and alcohol.
Yeah, so you stand by that.
Yeah.
What does your brother do?
He's living in London with his family, and they are doing something about, I also don't know how to say in English, Landschaft, like they create in the gardens.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how to say.
Gardening?
Like gardening, but they are like creating like the design, bringing all the stuff and creating the garden from zero, like tables, lights, grass, flowers.
So for parties and that kind of things?
Like kind of the designers of the gardeners. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like the modern Ukrainian way of being, like taking care of your land, but for other people. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we've been talking like for 2 hours, nearly 2 hours now. Do you feel...
I enjoy too much speaking English because it's so rare for me now here in Corrientes. It's like you cannot find a lot of people who are speaking English.
No.
It's so rare. I was speaking like with my boyfriend, his sister. Thanks, she's speaking nice English, and like few people's more.
Yeah. So well, I really loved talking to you in English. I knew that I could like present a whole other parts of you that people weren't catching up to, and I feel like it's far better than what I expected to get to know. I love your message. I love the way you live your life and how you focus on your different goals and you try to achieve them. It's really a really nice story. I would love to talk to your boyfriend. He also has a really nice mindset, and he's really a hardworking guy.
And he is the person who can like discuss a lot about all that, because I don't know if it's for video or no, like I don't know, like we grow like this. They teach us from being the kids don't speak too much about religion, don't speak too much about politics. It's kind of our culture. If you're gonna meet any Ukrainian, for sure, some like people who are like fighting for this, they're gonna speak too much. Us, they teach like not to be like so talkative about this. But my boyfriend, he loves to talk about all these topics too much, so you can.
Great.
Yeah.
Exceptional. Yeah, and I love that you left your culture, like that kind of culture behind, and you are so open and so willing to share your views, your way of thinking, and your life and what you did through your life. And I really like that you are working hard to share this message with people, and to also give more attention to Corrientes itself, to their story, to history. And I really think that you will find a lot of interesting things to talk about here. It's a really very interesting República, and I love what you're doing. I'm really thankful for the time that you spent with me here. I had a great time, and I hope we can do it again in Spanish when you are ready, and we can communicate as good as we could here. And that's all.
Thank you so much also to you that you invite me, and you was so good interviewer. You was asking a lot of questions, and also thank you so much for trying to show me from the deeper inside, because as you told, it's really like I cannot show myself in Spanish like who I am. It was an amazing, interesting conversation. You're also doing a great job, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Era